We learned that you should never be ashamed to sleep in. Even heroes take naps. But it's important to note that 100 years might be overdoing it. Unless you're mortally wounded, and you have a hospital bed filled with Gatorade, and you can take sleeping on your back that long. Seriously, I can't even lay in one position for more than 5 minutes without tossing and turning. Link did it for 52,560,000 minutes. That's what really makes him the hero of time. We learned what Santa Claus does the other 11 months out of the year. Whether you realized it or not, you learned how to use a topographical map. Seriously, go look it up. We learned that sometimes being the quiet one is okay. Link doesn't say much, because he doesn't need to. Actions speak louder than words. Just imagine Link getting on Twitter and bragging. Silence is golden. After all, it's better for people to think that you're a fool than for you to open your mouth and remove all doubt. We learned that you don't have to be a chef to cook. In fact, you don't even need a kitchen, just an open flame and some imagination. Just don't throw in a restless cricket with your prime meat, otherwise you'll be restlessly scurrying to the restroom. Okay, who wrote this? This isn't even funny. It's not even... We learned that nature is genuinely a wonder to behold. The countless ways that the world can be experienced in the ever-changing weather is truly breathtaking. Breath of the Wild inspired you to go beyond your couch and your toilet to go find beautiful places and experience the feel of the wind on your face and the sun on your skin. It taught us not to be afraid to take an extra moment to truly soak up the last few minutes of a sunset, to become overwhelmed by a colossal sky of stars, and to become absolutely livid when it starts raining on a hike. We learned that you should never try to be something that you aren't, just to fit in or make someone else happy. Zelda was told time and time again that her duty was to awaken the power that would seal Ganon away, but clearly desired to devote her time to studying the ancient technology. Although Zelda would go on to awaken her powers, the principle still remains. No matter what others think of your passion or your dream, pursue it. Success is less about what others think of you and more about what you think of you. You only get one life. Wouldn't it be better spent trying and failing at something that you loved than spent succeeding at something you did only because you were told you were supposed to? We learned that you shouldn't play with fire. We learned that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. We learned that we shouldn't wait for others to act. Take action when you see a problem that you can solve. With retrograde amnesia and a beautiful new world to explore, Link could have easily just kicked back in his new house in Hatinyo. Dog, how do you say this? Link could have easily retired to his new home in Habanero Village and kicked up his feet to a fire with his new iPad and a delicious meal. But Link saw a need, and he took action to meet that need. Oftentimes in life, being a hero is simply speaking to someone who is lonely, helping out a friend in need, calling your grandparents on occasion to check on them, or volunteering for a greater cause. Breath of the Wild taught us that action is what makes you a hero. We learned to never quit, even if it's the bottom of the ninth and Ganon has the castle, and all the divine beasts, and all of the guardians, and you've been hitting the snooze button for 100 years. We only really lose when we give up.
Impressive, I know.
We learned that it's a good thing that birds can't actually talk, because they're assholes. We learned that preparation is everything. Unless you're a button-mashing god, you aren't going to beat Ganon with 3 hearts and a tree branch. It took hours of exploring for weapons, grinding for spirit orbs, and honing your sword-swinging skills to prepare you to save Hyrule. In life, we may not need to take down a giant, disgusting demon machine of death, but we certainly will face difficult times with relationships, school, and even work. Breath of the Wild taught us to never deal with these things without getting advice from a friend, studying a topic extensively, or building a strategy. This game reminds us that rushing into a difficult situation rarely goes well, so take your time and think before you act. After all, it's dangerous to go alone. If there is a heaven, we learned exactly what it sounds like. I mean, wow. I have goosebumps. My goosebumps have goosebumps. And those goosebumps are crying. And those goosebumps have... We learned that fish are nicer than most people. We learned that to impress a girl, sometimes you've got to eat a frog. We learned what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's next big voice acting gig should be. We learned that we truly realize our potential when we are protecting those that we love. Nothing is more powerful, and no one is stronger than someone who is taking action to protect or provide for their loved ones. When all else fails, the need to protect those precious to us will propel us to rise to the occasion. It's the same lesson we learned all those years ago.
The power comes in response to a need, not a desire. You have to create that need.
Zelda may have never said it, because this is Nintendo and not the Hallmark Channel, but she loved Link. That love pushed her to do what was necessary. How else do you think Mipha gained control of her powers? But most of all, we learned...
But courage need not be remembered, for it is never forgotten.
Thank you for watching.